You're about to watch a podcast with myself and Elana Schutte, a meta ads specialist and expert. She's a mom, she's a wife, and she is outperforming the meta industry. In this podcast, we'll go through winning strategies as well as winning ad sets to take in consideration, as well as go over a lot of mistakes that business owners make when setting up their Facebook campaign. Enjoy. Elana, thank you so much for making the time. I absolutely love your content. I mean, I see you are killing it at your academy, meta ad expert, and on top of it, you're a wife and have children. So I honestly don't know how you do it, but thank you for making the time. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you actually got into being a meta expert.
Thanks so much for having me on your podcast. I love stuff like this. So to keep it short and sweet, my husband and I started our own business about 10 years ago. Totally different type of business in the steel industry of all things. And obviously running this business, we needed to market ourselves. You know, we did quite well on word of mouth for the first 3 years. And then we started realizing, I was like, well, this isn't going to last forever. We need to market ourselves. And, especially in South Africa, being in South Africa, every second person is an entrepreneur and has their own business, but that doesn't mean we went to business school and did all the, know how to actually run a business. Although we came from corporate, I came from corporate, so I had a very good understanding of marketing and sales and all of that. And but in this process of marketing our own business, I discovered Facebook and Facebook ads, and I started following this mentor for quite a while, and I am quite tech savvy. I enjoy computers all my life. I've been kind of involved in tech and things, and the bug just bit me. Like, with the first time I found out what a pixel can do, like a Facebook pixel, and I'm like, oh my word, this is it. I am, I'm going into this thing. So I invested in a very, very, very big course and time and things in myself to learn how to really do Facebook ads well for our own business. And as I was doing that, I decided, I fired myself and I said to my husband, there you go. This is what I want to do. I actually want to help other people, other small businesses, and show that ultimately I want to do ads for them. But my passion really is in life, I think, is teaching and coaching and mentoring. So every time I learn something new, I'm like, I want to show everyone, like, you can do this. So so I started doing ads for friends and other business owners and that, and then I built an agency, started an agency, and just started seeing results, and from there I just went full on in the thing. And when COVID hit, I actually launched my academy and started teaching, training others how to use Facebook ads, which is really what I love doing. And that's how I got into it. Just random to trying to market my other business. I started this business, and what a blessing, how things turn out. If I hadn't done that, we would have been totally, during COVID, our other business closed down. We had to close, and and I could still carry on with my online. Everyone wanted to go online then. So that's, I think, when our businesses did the best was through COVID, because everyone realized I need an online presence. So that's
Worked
how I
out
got
perfectly.
into it.
Worked out perfectly.
Yes.
That's amazing. And there's been so much change around Facebook itself over the years. And I've actually recently spoken to an ad expert that specializes in TikTok, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, but he kept on telling me that meta ads, Facebook and Instagram, actually perform the best for almost any business. So I wanted to ask a meta specialist, why do most people say that meta ads are the best form of paid advertising?
I think it obviously depends what type of business you're in, the niche you're in, and what your offer is. It all comes down to that. But, Facebook is still, even though TikTok and these other guys, are the fastest growing platforms, Facebook is still the largest platform, and it is still growing. I mean, you've got over 3 billion active users on Facebook. You've got 2 billion active daily. So 3 billion users monthly and 2 billion active users daily on Facebook, okay? Just like, so obviously that's globally, but if you can literally go and Google and say active users on Facebook or on Instagram, you know, in South Africa or in whatever country or area that you're in, and it'll come up, and it's still large numbers. And you can also see the growth of Facebook annually. People are still joining. It's not like a dying brand. Obviously, Meta owns Facebook, it owns Instagram, it owns WhatsApp. It's got this suite of products which increases your reach. You're able to run ads from the one platform across all of these products, which increases your reach and your visibility. So I think that really keeps it affordable, although ad costs do seem to be on the rise, you know, as is everything else in the world at the moment. Feels like it. But yeah, I think it is successful because there are so many people. It is just such a well-known product and brand, and it is growing. And it works well as part of your marketing ecosystem, because people are on there. So whether you're doing Google, whether you're doing TikTok, you know, all the things that omnipresence, if you're trying to build an omnipresence, Facebook and Instagram is just, I think, one of the easiest platforms to actually start with.
Yeah.
And then, because when you know Facebook, when you know how to set up ads and run campaigns, it's very similar to the other platforms. So then you can quite easily go and set up the similar ad campaigns and things on other platforms. But I think it just works well with any other marketing tool that you're using, because it just creates that visibility and that reach that you get for the price. You know, it's quite affordable what you can do compared to other platforms and or other traditional methods, you know.
Definitely a much bigger reach for a much less price. But it is the biggest platforms out there. So I mean, and out of your years setting up these ads, what would you say is the biggest mistakes that advertisers make when setting up Facebook and Instagram campaigns?
So what I see, what I teach, and I mean, you know, when it comes to online marketing and these platforms, I always say there's never a wrong and a right. You know, there's obviously guidelines, because you've just got to test everything. Sometimes you think, oh no, this didn't work a year ago, and then suddenly it freaking works. So, which is quite annoying, because it changes all the time.
It does.
But just from a basic, so the people that I work with and that I teach are usually more entry level kind of DIYers, you know, trying to figure things out. But the most common mistake I see when it comes to setting up ad campaigns will be people optimizing or choosing the wrong objective and optimizing for the wrong thing when setting up a campaign. So the biggest irk that I have, and this is a personal thing, like someone else might be watching this and say, I do it that way and it works for me, which is great, you know. Things like I also teach people not to boost posts, because that's like, no, don't boost posts. But I know people that do boost posts and it works for them. So it really does depend, you know, vary from account to account and business to business and everything. But link clicks, optimizing for link clicks is like, to me, a no. I never do that. You want to choose the objective for the thing that you want. That's what you want to start with. So if you want purchases, optimize for purchases. If you want people to land on your website, optimize for landing page views. Facebook is tricky when you create like a traffic campaign. So we choose the traffic objective. It is the traffic campaign. When you set up your, what we call the ad set level, that's where you put your targeting, and it asks you, what do you want to optimize for? There's a little thing there, and it defaults to link clicks. So what Facebook does is Facebook puts us in I call it buckets. So it tracks your online behavior, and it will see, it knows people that clicks on links, it knows people that lands on landing pages, it knows if people have bought stuff in the last 90 days online. Remember, Facebook doesn't just track Facebook activity, it tracks when you don't log out of Facebook, like literally go to your little thing and log out, and you just close the app on your phone, you're giving Facebook permission to track your online behavior. So it's tracking all your online behavior. So all those naughty little sites and things that you go to, they know what you're interested in. Okay, so usually when I tell people that, they're like, oh my God, yeah. So it knows what you're Googling. You know, all these sites and stuff work together, although they say they don't. The privacy and tracking issues. But so Facebook knows. It knows if you've purchased something online recently or not, etc., and what you're interested in, what you're Googling. And based on that, it tracks your behavior. So if you're optimizing for link clicks, you're saying to Facebook, so you're running a traffic campaign. Ultimately, you want people to go to your website, right? So you actually want people to, I would think, I at least want your eyeballs on my website. I want you to see my landing page. I don't just want you to click on the link, because what happens, you also get a lot of bots. So I can give you millions of link clicks at a super low cost. But if you go look at how many of those link clicks actually landed on the landing page or on the website, it's usually around 50%, okay? And then we're wondering, okay, what's the quality of those link clicks and those eyeballs that are landing on your website, which comes to targeting, but that's a whole different story. So with the link clicks, Facebook now knows, okay, these people click on links. They're link clickers, they're trigger happy. But a lot of them, sometimes they click on a link, they see they're leaving the app, and then they click back. They don't even land on the landing page, okay? Then Facebook will know, okay, you click on links and you land on landing pages. Great. Facebook knows if you click on link, you land on landing pages, and maybe you opt in for stuff. So you're willing to give your email and your name, and you become a lead. Facebook knows if you've purchased things. So it puts people in these buckets based on their behavior. So when you say to Facebook, I want you to, if you're choosing link clicks to optimize for link clicks, what you're saying to Facebook is, I want you to show this ad to people in this audience that click on links. And Facebook is going to do that. But it doesn't mean the people that click on those links actually land on landing pages or become leads or buy things.
I see.
Where if we change that little default setting to, I want to optimize for landing page views, we're now saying, I want you to show this ad to people in this audience that are most likely to actually land on my landing page.
Yes.
Okay, so at least that's one setting better. So now Facebook is going to show your ad to people that usually click on things and land on landing pages. And then the same for all your other objectives. Leads, if you're optimizing for leads, if you're optimizing for purchases, you're saying, I want you to show this ad to people that are most likely to purchase something or to become a lead. So your quality, your cost for the ad, if I could put it that way, might be higher, but the quality of the lead or the person that Facebook is finding for you, in theory, should be better.
Yes, definitely.
And that is where a lot of people will say, I'm getting all these links. They'll look at things like reach and link clicks, which is very much almost also like that, what we call vanity metrics, like looking at followers on your page. It doesn't really mean anything if no one's buying anything from you.
Yeah.
So that to me would be one of the most common and biggest mistakes that I see, is optimizing for link clicks, not landing page views. And the other thing is when you install the Facebook Pixel and you can track people that go to your website, we want people going to the website so that we can build that warm audience and retarget them, which is another important part.
Retargeting, definitely. Well, that's one way to increase the quality of leads, and instead of just looking at the metric and getting a bunch of clicks but nobody is converting. and that leads me to the next question. Would you once you've seen a winning campaign, would you retarget those audience segments, or would you just set up a whole brand new campaign?
It depends. It depends what your strategy is and what niche it is. But yes, generally, if I'm working on an account the tricky thing with retargeting is that it's a numbers. Facebook doesn't like small audiences. So anything under 1,000 doesn't even register. And you want to work with 10,000, 30, 100,000. So it can take time to build up those warm audiences that you can then retarget. But ultimately, yes, retargeting, especially if you're doing e-com, that has to be part of your strategy. E-com is a numbers game. You need to be running traffic campaign all the time, and then retargeting. You can retarget people that added something to cart but didn't purchase.
Oh, that's nice.
That is kind of where the money lies. You have to be doing that, and then you can start customizing your ads and saying, hey, I see you added this thing, but there must have been a technical issue because you didn't complete your purchase, and then you can send them directly to the purchase, to the checkout page. So with e-com, definitely retargeting.
Yes.
And with lead gen, you can also, once again, it depends on the offer and the niche and all of that. But yeah, retargeting is a great strategy to incorporate, but it's a long-term strategy, which ultimately we all should have. We all should be looking at things like, I think there's this thing with Facebook ads. It was always possible to really get results really quickly. And cheap, but things have changed so much. There's a lot more competition now. It's a little bit more expensive. The algorithm has changed. The targeting options has changed. Feels like it's changing every day, and it's not getting easier. It's getting more tricky. So you have to be thinking of this long-term strategy where, if we're looking at our funnel, you have like a top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, and that falls. If you look at ad strategies, you want to have that engagement, top of funnel, getting eyeballs on your page and things. And then how do we get them into the middle and turn them into leads? And then how do we obviously convert them, which takes months or years, Well, that doesn't have to take years. But yeah, I think a lot of people, I always say to them, just start. Even if you're spending $5 a day, 25, if you're in South Africa, 25 Rand a day, $5 a day, whatever, just start. It all builds up. If you get X amount, if you start building these warm audiences, because that's what the big guys have been doing. That's what the Tony Robbins and Amy Porterfields, and they don't even, well, they probably do run, when they launch, they're retargeting their audiences because they've got audiences of hundreds of thousands that they've built over, website visitors, people that have followed their page, their Instagram, all these audiences, and obviously their email, that they can retarget. They don't have to, if you're trying to do a launch to a cold audience every single time, it's just so much harder.
Definitely.
Where if you start now, and in a year or two, you actually have these warm audiences that you can launch to, I think it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. They familiarize themselves with the product or the brand. Everyone wants this quick drug or fast results, but
silver bullet.
Yeah, everyone who's winning is in it for the long term, definitely. And from your experience doing photos and videos, what would you say? How can brands make their ads stand out in this high competitive and saturated platform? And what do you feel
That's
works
a very
best?
good question.
Photos, videos, is there a difference? What do you feel works best?
There's never, like I said, it really, it differs from account to account. I know everyone says video is best and video works and everyone wants video, and it does. But I've actually tested, with some accounts. So you have to, like I said, there's no wrong or no right. And every account is different. Every ad account is different, and every niche, like client and business is different, and your audience is different. So I've had accounts where I've tested video versus stills, and the still images win. The videos just don't perform as well when it comes to lead gen. So it really, I think you should incorporate, first of all, what works for you as a person. So if you're someone that's not comfortable on video, etc., then don't force yourself to go on video, or you can do faceless. I mean, everyone's teaching how to do faceless videos now, but still incorporate all the different mediums, because different people, and you need to understand your audience. Who's your ideal client? Is your ideal client someone, it's going to depend on what you're selling, but if it's, is it someone that enjoys video or not? Or is, if it's a book club, they obviously love reading. So, maybe they like long form posts and images and things like that. So it really comes down to testing. For me, there is no winner. until you test. But for a lot of people, like video is the thing. I think just using everything, like I said, having that omnipresence and doing some video, doing stills, doing carousels, and then at the end of the day, you need to you need to see how, you need to let the audience tell you what they want.
Yes.
And I think that's another important thing and another mistake that I see clients make, is I have a specific testing method that I use, and one of the things that I test is creatives, the different styles of creatives. And a lot of times, especially if it's a personal brand and you're using an image of the client, even with myself, you're like, oh no, I don't like that photo, I don't like this. And I'm like, well, I think this is, there's certain reasons why I would maybe use this image. And I've tested that before. I've had a client say, like, please, like, don't use this, I don't like that one, do this one. We tend to choose what we like. But what we like 80% of the times when I do design, I'm not a designer, but when I design something, I'm like, okay, this is like so good, this is gonna rock it. And then I've got like the uglier version, like, okay, we're just testing, right? So let's say that one, the uglier one will win, like 80% of the time, So what I like is not necessarily what my audience or what the client's audience is going to like. You have to stay objective and just remove yourself emotionally from your ad account and from your marketing, and let the audience tell you what they want to engage with.
Definitely. That's super valuable. And also just knowing, like you mentioned, knowing your niche and testing with it and seeing what works best and what the audience engages with most. Thank you for that. And then, Elana, my last question, it's more of a statement than a question, is to just let the audience know what you've currently got going on.
Oh, so currently I've got the Academy, I've got my group program that I've just launched, so that's on its way, but we're heading up to Black Friday.
Yes.
So I've got some goodies in the pipeline there. I'm going to be offering my pay-as-you-play. So what I've done is I've taken my group program and I've actually split it up into a DIY. It's a DIY. You can buy the whole program, so you don't get the one-on-one support from me, but you get the exact same material. So same value from my group program, but you can also buy it per module. So if you don't want to invest in the whole thing at once, you can buy module 1, module 2, module 3, etc. So if you want to go check out what my testing method is, you can go buy my testing method module on its own. So I'm going to be doing 50% off of everything this year for Black Friday, which is like a freaking steal. So that's kind of what I'm working on at the moment. And then I've got another little low ticket offer I'm working on as well, but you guys will have to wait and see until I launch that.
I love it. We'll definitely be on the lookout. Elana, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and taking the time. I really appreciate it, and good luck with all these future ventures ahead. And we'll keep in touch on social media.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It was fun.